with Filippo from Italia. Hi, Filippo.
Ciao a tutti.
Okay, so today we're going to focus on the libraries. Obviously you can ask your question by the chat interface. There's a lot of people today, so we cannot answer to all the questions during the webinar, but at the end we can get the question you wrote and then answer to it. So let's start. So I'm gonna let Marina introduce the webinar. Marina, if you want to.
Hello again. Today we will talk about libraries in PcVue. We are going to tell you about content, libraries content, about the difference between local and shared libraries. We are going to tell you about how to create library, how use and manage object from a library. So, of course, you can ask question, as Francois said, and we will answer you in the end of the presentation. Just next slide, please. Thank you. So, what about libraries? During installation, PcVue installation, a rich object libraries is available by default. If you are going to make a custom installation, you should pay attention and add this feature during the installation. These libraries were made in contact with the customers, and these libraries are for different vertical market, such as building management system, energy, infrastructure, transportation, and other fields. So the key concept of libraries is our modular approach. It means that several simple objects could be combined to create a special object according to your needs. For example, you can see an object on this slide, AHU, Air Handling Unit view, and this object was created with the help of different objects. They are blue and red pipes, selector, filters, dampers, and others. So you can see it on this slide. Also, if we talk about other objects in libraries, they are available in different sizes, in different colors, so you can use it to make your project easier and faster, of course. Just one more useful things that content of shared libraries provided with the PcVue may vary according with PcVue version. From version 11, libraries are only expanded and previously existing objects are not modified. So if you are going to update your old projects, you should pay attention on it and make a backup of library folders before the updating. So, Francois, I think you could continue with the demonstration.
Yep, exactly. Thank you, Marina. So for the demonstration, let me show you here this project. So this project is basically a demo project, which comes with PcVue when you install PcVue. So when you install PcVue, if you select demo project, you will have this demo project available for you to check and to test. And as you can see, in this demo project, there's a libraries topic here, and this libraries section in this demo project allows you to discover all the libraries available in PcVue. So on the left here, you have the list of all shared libraries. We're going to explain to you in detail what is a shared library. And basically, it allows you to discover all the objects available for a specific library. Here, there's a navigator, so you can browse the mimic with the library. And also on the right here, you have a control panel which allows you to change the value so you can see the result on the object of the library. So it's a good way to see how the objects are animated, basically. So for example, you can take, I don't know, PAMs. As you can see here, there's many PAMs. So as you can see, for some libraries, you have at the top several tabs for different kind of object, for the icons and so on. And also you have some static object images, but also some animated symbols. It means that the libraries has been designed to provide the user with some images. The user can use the way he needs, or he can use also predefined symbols with predefined animation. And here you can see, for example, for this one, if I click on it, I have an example of a pop-up associated to this symbol. It means that if you use this symbol, by default, you will have this pop-up. Obviously, you can then customize this pop-up. And here you can see how the animation work by clicking on it. And from the panel on the right, it's possible to control the different values, so you can see the result as well. So for example, here there's some alarms. So from here I can trigger an alarm. The discrepancy, for example, I can see how it looks on the pop-up. For example, for the NB start, I can say, okay, there was 23 starts, and I see the result here. So it's really to test the look and feel of all animation. Behind that, there's no intelligent, there's no smart simulation. It's just the way to trigger a value, so you can see how it looks on the symbol here. Okay, so just few example to show you. Okay. So for example, there's another interesting example I just like to point out today. For example, for the selector, for the command, as you can see here, in design mode, you can see that this symbol is built with this image plus this image. Okay, it's just for showing how the symbol has been designed. And this specific symbol, if you take a look here, there's a text 1 and text 2. So this symbol has been designed to be customized in terms of text, but with no need to change the symbol itself. It's just an animation of a variable, and if you change the text attribute of this variable, then you will change the text here. Okay, so basically here, if you go into the symbol, you see that the variable is the variable cmd linked to the branch lib commands. So if I change text attribute of this variable, I will change the text displayed on my symbol with no need to change the symbol itself. And the demo allows to change that from the panel control here. So if I change, for example, for the selector's 2 positions, the text attribute 15, I can do it from here. My text, if I refresh the view, then here you can see my text and my symbol. So this symbol is kind of a smart symbol that allows you to change the text depending on your needs without the need to change the whole graphic for the symbol. So everything is here. If you want to take a look by yourself, you will have access to all the images, and you can see it at a glance. So it's kind of very convenient to do it. So I don't want to go too much deeper in this part. If you have the demo project, just browse yourself and you will find everything you may need in terms of animation and object. So I give you back the microphone, Marina, if you want.
Yeah. So, library concept. We have local and shared libraries. Each library contain just one.
Yeah, you have the control.
Could you not yet? Could you provide it?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So each library contain a set of objects. They are symbols, images, mimics templates, and other. So each library is a folder organized in subfolder. For example, subfolder S is symbols, subfolder B is images such as JPEG, BMP files, and other types. So there are two types of libraries, local and shared. What the difference? If we will look on local libraries, it means that these folders are located within a project, and it will be available only for that project where it is, where these libraries it is. If we look at shared libraries, these folders are located within the PcVue installation route, and it will be available for all projects on this station. So it's the difference in location of these files. If we will talk about the installation, by default, it will take place in disk C. You will see the path today, in this slide. And of course, libraries are managed in the Application Explorer tool in PcVue. Francois, you can continue. Yeah. Francois, I don't hear you.
Oh, yeah, sorry. My microphone was muted. Sorry about that. So I said that there's two types of local libraries. The first one are local libraries with objects in the folder you can see here in the slide. So there's no category for those library. Okay, so basically in the folder B, you have the images, P programs, S symbols, and so on. But as you can see, there's no specific name for those libraries. So it's kind of all object in the same location. And these objects are selected in PcVue. When you open the selector, you have a local library. So basically, the local library refers to those folders. The second type of local libraries is the custom libraries. It means that you can, within a project, because don't forget that local library is only for a specific project, available for a specific project. And in this project, you can create a specific folder, lib, within which you will have specific folder for specific libraries. And in this case, in each folder, you will have all the folder containing the object for mimics templates, and so on. So this kind of local library is a custom library. It's a library for a specific category of object, for example, for building or for a specific object you may need in this project and you want to categorize, I would say. And here in the selector in PcVue, you will have something like my library, okay, which is a custom library. So when to use the local library, basically when you don't specifically need to share object with other project, and also it very convenient because when you copy the project, all the libraries are in the project, so you don't have to pick up the library out of the project and then copy into the project. Everything is in the project. The second type of libraries, as Marina said, are shared libraries. So the shared libraries are available for any project in the station. And once again, there's two types of shared libraries. What we call the common libraries. So as the local libraries, the common libraries are shared libraries with no specific category, and all the objects are saved in specific folder, as you can see here on the right, BMP for images, PRG for programs, and so on. And you can find it through the selector under the name common. But these kind of libraries are not used anymore. It's only here for compatibility purpose. And the second type of shared libraries, the most used and the one we use in current version, are the standard and custom libraries. So the standard shared libraries are basically the libraries coming from PcVue. When you install PcVue with the libraries, you will have a bunch of libraries, standard libraries. Those libraries are located in a folder named lib under the PcVue installation. And then you have all the standard libs that I showed just previously here. But it's also possible to create your own shared libraries. Then you will have a custom libraries and a specific folder here with all the folder containing the object, the various objects. So Filippo will show you that right after. And when you want to use this kind of libraries, basically when you need object for several projects, but in this case, obviously, you can copy the shared libraries independently from the project. So it needs some cautious when you do that. And if you change an object, or if you modify an object, or if you add an object, basically when you modify a library, a shared library, you may be very aware that you have to copy this library folder if you have changed it before updating PcVue version, because coming with PcVue, you have a set of libraries, and if you have changed some shared libraries with another version, you have to copy what you've changed. Okay, Filippo, if you want to take the lead just to sum up a bit with this matrix.
Thank you. Can I share directly my screen right now in order?
Yep. Okay, I give you the I give you the hand, so you can share your screen right now.
Thank you. So I share my screen. Okay. I start. Can you see my screen right now?
Not yet. We can see you. But not yet your screen. Okay, it's coming.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, we can see it now.
Perfect. What you can see here is a project, an empty project generated with a quick start application that maybe some of our participants already discovered during the previous session of our webinar. So I'm going, first of all, to show how it's possible to put a custom symbol inside the local library, which is the first step and is probably the simplest one. For example, I can draw a very simple object composed by, for example, two graphical primitives. These two objects are not animated yet. I can animate if I want, simply by go on animate and deciding any animation I want to use. Then, once my animation are ready, I can drag a square around all of my symbol in order to select everything. Right-click again, group, and then right-click, create symbol. Then here, I have to decide where I want to place my symbol. If I select here local, I'm going to put this symbol in the local project library. For example, my simb. Now, this symbol is inside my local project library. In fact, if you remember what Francois told you 2 minutes ago, this is my project folder. You see, C, Art Informatique, PcVue 15, USR, project name. And I have a a folder called S. And inside my folder S, I have my symbol. So, what is the advantage and disadvantage of this? As you can see, immediate usage, because I just draw my symbol, put in the library, and it works. Project portability, because if I copy this project on another PcVue station, I have everything I need to run that project. And it's perfect for small project because it's very fast and effective. But I have an issue because I have no categorization. Imagine to have 2,000 symbols. I have a list of 2,000 symbols here, okay? In fact, when I'm going to place a symbol on my Mimic, usually I have to go on Insert, Symbol. I select again Local, and imagine to have 2,000 symbols here. Okay, I have the filter, but it's not so convenient. I open a parenthesis, how to place a symbol. It's very simple. I can do a drag and drop like that, or simply select insert. Okay. Of course, if I insert several instances of the same symbol, I'm not duplicating the graphical file. I'm using the same file. Demonstration. If I open, for example, the Graphic Explorer tool, and if I select, for example, this circle, please note, with the first click, I select the symbol, and with the second click, I can select the object inside the symbol. You see here, it's highlighted. Then I can say, okay, I want to fill it, not anymore in gray, but in red. I select with OK, and he said, be careful, because you are going to modify the symbol in the library. Once I click OK, all of my instances are automatically updated. Okay? So this is a local library symbol. First step, we are here. Now we are going to see how to declare and create a custom local library and how to put a symbol on it. We need, for doing that, the Application Explorer. For people which are not so confident and familiar with PcVue, take care, because there are big differences between Application Explorer and Application Architect. For doing this, we need Application Explorer. Then, on Application Explorer, there is a Libraries node here, which is divided between local libraries and shared libraries. Okay? For our purposes, what we created right now is a local library. You see my sim here, okay? There is also a nice feature on the Application Explorer tool, which allows you to open the library folder with Windows Explorer. So if you don't remember exactly the location, the path of your library, you can simply select the library name here and click here. And PcVue will automatically open for you the location of that library. So how to declare a custom local library? Application Explorer, from menu Configure. I move on Library, Local Library, right-click, add a local library, add a new local library. For example, my new local lib. You see here, once I click on Apply, my library is created. Of course, it's empty. Why it's empty? Because I just created that local library. And usually, when you start a blank project, also local libraries are completely empty. What you see here is just the minimum set of information that the Quick Start project creates for you. But of course, the ready-to-use library of PcVue, it's a shared library. So usually, the local libraries, when you start a new project, are empty. Okay? So, I just created a custom local library. A custom local library can be used in the same way of a local library, but with the bonus of the categorization. It means, for example, that I can draw another symbol and put that symbol on the custom local library. But I can also duplicate an existing symbol. So now I have two options, for example. I can draw another symbol, for example, this, composed by 3 squares. Like before, I select all the 3 components of this symbol, right-click, group, right-click, create symbol. And now I don't want to place it in the local library, but I'm going to place this symbol inside my new local library. Okay? And I give it a name, for example, symbol 1. What happened? Go back on the Application Explorer. Inside my local libraries, my new local lib, now I have sim1. And if I use this feature to browse the folder with Windows Explorer, I see all the subfolder structures that Francois told you before. So 3D stands for 3D files, then 3D mimic. B stands for bitmap, but you can place inside all graphical files and pictures like JPEG, GIF, animated GIF, Windows meta file, bitmap, and so on. MIB, it's for MIB file for SNMP driver. P stands for program, and you can copy there your SCADA basic script. S stands for symbols. And so our symbol is inside S. Then we have something for Visual Basic, for example. Templates, it's related to Application Architect. W is for Mimic, because you can also place some Mimic inside your libraries. For example, imagine to have some pop-up messages or something like that, which is not specifically designed for a specific project, but is common to many projects. Why not? You can use W. Or WT, which stands for Mimic Templates. Okay? So, of course, with the shared library, the bonus is the categorization, because if you are going to create more library here, you can basically categorize your elements and save time when you need to find a particular element. Just go back once to the project folder. Inside our project folder, for example, USR Webinar Lib, we have now lib. Inside, there are our new local library. And of course, we are in the previous path I explained you before. Okay. Just for you to conclude this part, no, we are not yet finished, how to clone a symbol. Imagine you remember this symbol. This is a local library symbol. And you can say, okay, but how I can remember that this is a local library symbol? I show you. If you double click over the symbol, and if you open the symbol tab, you see that name of the symbol is just my symb. But if we do the same with this symbol, which is belonging to our custom local library, you see the different naming syntax here. It's my new local library 1 / symbol 1. So from here, you can see where our symbol is located. In this case, I have just a name, so it's for sure inside the local library. But if I see this, it means that this symbol is placed inside my custom local library. Okay? So we ended the presentation of the first part. Now we are going to see how to use the shared libraries. Okay? Shared libraries have some advantages and, of course, needs that things you need to take care. Of course, one of the advantages is the hard disk space saving, especially with version control, because maybe someone of you already knows the version control feature of PcVue, which allows you to create a sort of versioning and backup of your project. If you have all of your libraries inside a local library folder, each time you create a project version, you duplicate everything, including all libraries. And so this does not happen with the shared libraries, because shared libraries in the version control has its own versioning. So you can decide to create a new version of a project without creating a new version of a libraries if you are sure that you didn't modify nothing inside the library. The second big advantage is the possibility to build specific company libraries, especially if your company is working in some vertical market. And of course, if you in this case, if you discover that one of your library has some trouble or some bug, you can simply correct the bug inside the shared library, apply that shared library on all of your project, and your bug is automatically remediated everywhere. But when you use shared libraries, you have to remember to avoid conflict. Because if you change a symbol inside a shared library, it's changed for all projects that are using that symbol. And then we have to see with the story of this library.at file in few moments. Okay, so how to declare a shared library? We can still use our friend Application Explorer. We can go in shared libraries. You see, in shared libraries, we already have things, because all the PcVue libraries that Francois shows you before, it's here. So my suggestion, if you want to use a shared library, is don't touch the existing PcVue shared libraries, but create your folder inside the shared libraries. For example, right-click here, add a shared library, add a new shared library. For example, my new shared lib. And I click apply. As you can see here, the path now is changed because we are not working anymore inside the project folder, but we are working directly on the PcVue installation folder. If you see here, we are here, lib, my new shared lib. Okay? So, how to play with shared library? Exactly in the same way. I can also duplicate an existing symbol. So, for example, this symbol. If I want to copy this symbol in the shared library, I can do that without ungrouping it by right-click, create symbol. I'm going to select my new shared library. And here I can write sim1. So, if I go back on the lib folder, I have my S folder, and inside I have my symbol1. Okay? So, what happened now? If I double click on my symbol, you see the little difference? Now the name is / my new shared lib / name of the symbol. Okay? So resume, because this is very important. How to place a symbol? Insert symbol. I place my local symbol. Then I'm going to place my symbol inside my local shared library here. And now I'm placing my symbol from my, sorry, that's a trap. That's a trap because when you declare a shared library, before you are able to see that new shared library here, you must restart PcVue. So we are going to do it. F10. I'm going to restart my PcVue project, webinar lib. All the things we are doing during this webinar didn't require any license. So you can play with libraries, with symbols, without PcVue license. Because I remember the limits in demo mode are 25 IO tag and 1 hour in communication. Here we are basically playing with no tag and no communication. So we have basically no limits in doing that. Let's continue. I go in development mode, insert symbol. I select my new shared lib. I place the symbol here. And please notice the difference. Again, my symb / shared lib1 / symbol1. And here I have my new shared lib / symbol1. So take care of the naming convention when you play with shared library. Here I have a little resume. So of what you see in the 3 different conditions. Okay. So last part of our presentation, it's how to play with symbol. First of all, inside libraries, you can find images and symbol. Which is the difference between images and symbol? In our PcVue library, so in the libraries we provide with PcVue installation, you can find both images and symbol. You see? The difference between images and symbol is that images are just flat images with no animation, no variable connection, nothing. Instead, symbol can contain images plus animation. Okay? So let's play with a symbol. I go on Application Explorer. I go on variable. On my variable tree, I'm going to create a new branch called, for example, building. Okay. Inside my building branch, I'm going to create a register variable, for example, ph, which is a command. And I select an initial value, for example, of 7. I click apply. Then I create a bit and command variable here, called cmd, command flag, and initialization to 0, for example. I click OK, and I save. Now, for example, to work with symbol, I can use substitution way. How it works? I go on insert symbol. I'm going to choose the displays shared libraries, which is here. As you can see here, I have a lot of symbol, but I can use the filter feature here. For example, I want to display for pH. Inside pH, I'm going to select display pH value large anthracite honey, and I put here with the drag and drop. What happens? This is an animated symbol. In fact, if you see the naming convention is name of the library underscore an information underscore honey if this symbol contains some animation. In this case, there is an animation which is expecting a variable called val. But I don't have any variable called val, so I can use substitution. I go here on the green arrow, and I select pH instead of val. So what happened? My symbol works. I can see the value of 7, but my symbol is using a substitution. So even if my symbol is expecting a variable called val, I linked a variable called pH. Another way is probably the most convenient one is the branch way. For example, I insert another symbol. I get rid of my filter. I select, for example, commands here. And I'm going to select command light switch button 01, this. Okay, this symbol is expecting a variable called cmd. And I'm lucky because I have a branch that contains a variable called cmd. So I need only to select that branch. For example, building. I click OK, close. I can go in run mode. Please notice that with PcVue, you don't need to stop and recompile the project. You can go in run mode directly, and my symbol works. Why it works? Because my symbol is expecting a variable cmd, and I'm lucky because inside my building branch, I have a variable called cmd. Okay, last 1 minute. Modification and relocalization. This is probably the most important and useful things to know. Imagine, for example, I found a symbol in the PcVue standard library inside pump, which is called, for example, local remote, pumps local remote ANI. Okay? As you see here, I have this symbol, and this symbol is expecting a variable called local. So if I want to modify this symbol in order to avoid every time, for example, to manually link my CMD variable, I can modify this symbol, modification, and relocalization, so to copy this symbol in another library. I show you how to do it. I have this symbol. I can, for example, save this symbol in another location. So right-click, create symbol. I copy my symbol in, for example, my new shared library in order to avoid any, in order to avoid to overwrite the standard PcVue library. So my pump, for example. As you see here with a double click, the symbol my pump is inside my new shared library. So I can use, I have two options. First option is to right-click, ungroup, and do this modification one by one graphically, or use Graphic Explorer. When you can, please use Graphic Explorer, because with Graphic Explorer you don't risk to broke your symbol, because sometimes you can have a symbol which contains another symbols inside. And so doing right-click, ungroup, if you exactly don't know what you are going to do, you risk to broke and damage your symbol. But anyway, in this case, image that I want to do some big modification to that symbol. So in order to do graphical modification and so on, I'm pretty obliged to ungroup the symbol. For example, I want to remove this and this because I don't need. I want to adjust this animation text bit. Instead to write remote like that, I want to write remote in lowercase. And instead to link to a variable called local, I want to link to a variable called CMD. I click OK, and I have a message. Variable CMD doesn't exist. He is right, because my variable CMD is inside the building branch. So I can ignore this error. I click OK. I do the same modification here on that animation, CMD, and I click OK. This is a visibility bit that shows or hides the symbol according with the variable value. I do the same here. Ignore the error. Then I can recompose my symbol. Right-click, group, right-click, create symbol. I'm going to copy the modified symbol inside my shared library folder, my modified pump. And then my modified pump is expecting a variable CMD. I have the variable CMD inside building. I click OK, and my symbol works. I made a mistake somewhere, so the symbol never appears, but it doesn't care, just a demo effect. Okay? So, what else I miss? I think I tell you everything. I don't know if there are some questions. Francois, did you see some question in the chat?
Not yet, but if there's some question, feel free to write it into the chat or Q&A panel. Feel free to do it, and Filippo will be happy to answer. Okay. Okay. I have one question here.
Yes.
So can we modify the symbols of a shared library?
Yes, of course you can. And in fact, this is a symbol on the shared library. I can modify the symbol doing what? Or right-click, ungroup, I do my modification, and once finished, I regroup the object and put on the library in the same name. Or using Graphic Explorer. So display Graphic Explorer, I go here, for example, I want to change the color of this text. Instead than white, I want to do in green, for example. Once I click OK, PcVue is warning me and say, be careful because you are going to modify a symbol inside the standard shared library. So this is quite dangerous because once you do that, you basically remember that, yes, you are using a symbol from the PcVue shared library, but it's a modified symbol. So you have to basically replace, once you installed PcVue in another PcVue station, the lib folder provided by the default installation with your own lib folder. So it's better to avoid this and to clone this symbol in your own library, shared or local is not important, and use that symbol from your own library in order to avoid any corruption and any mistake.
Okay, thank you, Filippo. Another question. Obviously, if you have question, you can also contact me after the webinar. Right? So obviously.
Me too.
So last question: do you provide new libraries with each new version of PcVue?
Yes, yes, definitely yes. In fact, as probably Marina already told during the PowerPoint presentation, this new library concept was born with PcVue 11. And at every PcVue release, so PcVue 11, 11.1, 11.2, 12, and now 12.1, 15, and so on, our library is expanded and corrected. It means that new symbols are added and sometimes correction to existing symbol in case of mistakes or bug, because we can do bug also in libraries sometimes. Nobody's perfect, is corrected. So the answer to your question is definitely yes. Our library is always expanded and corrected, and we are also open to input from customer to modify our library, because we have a designer department that can help you to enrich the library if someone has a specific request.
Yeah, you're right, and I can add that all the libraries we created, we did it with a graphic designer in one hand, but also with users in another hand. So it's very important for us to get feedback from our users to be able to provide the most accurate libraries for the project, obviously. Okay, thank you very much. I just want to take the control for a second just to...
I'm not jealous.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, just to say that this, I don't know if you can see the screen. Yeah.
Yes, we can see. Yes,
okay.
now yes.
So just to mention that this series will continue with 2 more episodes. The next one is this Thursday on the graphical tools. So we're gonna explain many graphical tools that we have in PcVue to enhance the design and the ergonomic of the project. And a 4th episode will show you everything about animations, many tips and tricks about animations. And you may know also that there is a replay of this episode and of all the episodes. So we will send you the link for the replay. And don't forget to check our YouTube channel as well, PcVue Solutions channel, where you can find many other webinar. And if you need, you can, as I said, contact me or Filippo or Marina. I will send you as well their contacts. And thank you very much, Marina. Thank you very much, Filippo, for being with us today. And thank you very much to everyone. And I hope we'll see you again sometimes in our webinar. Thank you, everyone, and have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.